know it's early, and most of y'all are either at work, on your way to work, or something. I don't know. I ain't never been to work at 7:43 in my life. So, hey, Sharice. Hey, everybody that's joining my little porch talk. This one ain't gonna be long this morning, hopefully. I'm saying that because, that's why these porch talks be so random, because I don't be knowing when I'm going to do the porch talk. But, I sit out here on the porch every morning, listening to these birds, just being in nature. And every now and then, gotta be like, okay, I need you to say something. I'm serious, because sometimes I don't be looking Facebook ready, in my opinion. Still got my lipstick on from last night, because it's some bad lipstick, boy. This is some bad lipstick, and it's still on. So that means, I'm looking like yesterday. My little beady bees coming in. This is a PSA to anybody who think I can't grow hair. I can't grow hair. It's not the issue. I discovered I ain't want no hair after I grew it. I let y'all use the stuff and grow y'all hair, because I don't want. I wish the Lord would just zap my head slick. Just let it all be slick like a cute little bowling ball. I would be so grateful. Because now the new hair is gray. And so it really look ashy when I don't shave my head. That's why I wear wigs. That's the only reason why I put a wig on. I put a wig on to cover up this. Because I be looking roguish when my hair growing back. But that's neither here nor there. Shout out to my background singers. This old juicy bluebird that be hopping around, the red birds, the aggressive crows, the little birds. I don't know what they called or whatever, but they do their dance every morning, and they do their calls back and forth every morning. It's beautiful. I'm in Oak Cliff, but it be feeling like I'm in a little tropical oasis on the porch. I got my little screen up. Bugs not bothering me, just at peace with simplicity. You know what I'm saying? This is heaven to me, and that's what I want to talk to y'all about. Creating heaven where you at. Happiness should never be determined by having things and being up materialistically. Happiness should come from having peace. And it sounds so simple to have peace, because who don't want to be peaceful? Everybody wants to be peaceful, but it's hard to have peace when you're always thinking 2 and 3 steps ahead of what God is gonna do in your life. You know what I'm saying? When we worry about tomorrow, we miss today. You know how many days we have missed worrying about what's due next week and what we have to do then, and why this person ain't called us back, and sitting in a dark room, depressed, not interacting with nobody, not bathing, not doing nothing, just existing, just wasting 24 hours doing nothing but stressing over something that hasn't even happened yet. And good morning everybody. Y'all excuse these bags under my eyes. I ain't had no sleep, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm almost to the finish line. Don't y'all know that anxiety is what do I want to call it? It's the gate to heart attacks and heart problems and having high blood pressure and all that stuff. Anxiety, worrying. You don't think you doing it. You think you happy. You think you having a good life and all that stuff until you laying in your bed and you thinking about your bills. You thinking about all this stuff you got to do. You trying to get your credit together. These bill collectors, they own you. They calling you. You trying to figure out. You trying to trust that God gonna do it, but you don't know how he gonna do it. Good morning, Versi. So you just stressing, anxious. Stomach issues, that acid reflux stuff, that didn't come from that burrito you ate. It comes from stress. It comes from that stomach acid that builds up in your stomach when your stress hormones are activated. When your stress hormones are activated, it creates a sour juice in your stomach, and it creeps its way up into your throat. And if it sit there, the acid can cause damage to your throat. That's where these issues coming from. And I guess God want me to come on here today to tell somebody, like, give it to him, like, for real this time. Pray about that thing with sincerity. Forget all the Shakespeare language. Forget all the salutations. You ain't got to pump God up no more than you already have. God know who he is and what he is to your life. What he needs is your full submission this time when you pray. Quit trying to control the prayer. Quit trying to remember the right scripture. Quit trying to tell God what he done told you and called. But God already know all that religious stuff. This time, he needs you to say, Self. This is what we need to work on. I have this issue. God, I'm giving you this issue. And I'm trusting you with this thing. See, you can't plant no seed in the ground, y'all, and keep digging it up to see if it's growing. You can't do that. You have to walk by faith when you give it to God. See, when you really give it to God, you got to get out of God's window. You got to quit texting God. You got to quit emailing God. You got to quit dropping subliminal hints so God won't forget that he was supposed to do that thing for you. Give it to God and live. Give it to God and take your hours back in the day. Give it to God and go do something else. Give it to God and go work toward whatever you were asking God for. If you needed clarity on something. And on the flip side, if you need to be still, you ain't got to wait for no clear answer for God for that. Follow your intuition. If you have to pray about whether you should be still on something or not, be still. If you ever have to wonder if do I need to jump out there or do I need to stay? Do I need to say it or do I need to be quiet? If you ever have that conversation with yourself, be quiet. If you ever got to ask yourself, God, do I need to say it? Do I need to? Don't do it. Because when it's time to do it, you will do it. There won't be any question. And when it's time to say it, you will say it with your chest. You won't have any trepidation before you say what you need to say. But if you try to say it before it's time, that's when your stomach hurts. That's when you get them butterflies. That's when your heart starts beating fast. That's when your hands start sweating. That means don't say it. That's your body telling you it's not time to say it. It can save you so much trouble. That goes back to giving that thing to God and letting him work it out. Because God has to move some stuff around in the universe. Because God is everywhere. God is in everyone. So while you have your prayer request, God, I'm finna put my own situation out finna this morning. God, I need to get this store open. I've never done this before. But I trust you to help me get this store open, because you wouldn't have brought me to it if you couldn't have brought me through it. This wasn't a lifelong desire of mine to open a healthy food store in the mall. This wasn't something I've been working toward for years. Yes, I wanted a storefront for my organic products. But when I stood in front of that little store, y'all, it got bigger. Tam can attest to this. Then the message turned to, okay, this is the first one. This is the first one. From that moment on, I got the sweep, and I didn't know what to do. I had to learn this thing along the way. I had to jump out and build my parachute on the way to the ground. And we're almost there. And baby, let me tell you something. This has truly been a faith walk. And you know, the message that I'm giving y'all is God downloading it to me at the same time about being still about something, being anxious for nothing. If God gave me this vision, if God showed this to me so clearly, it's going to happen. Just as God envisioned, not like how I built onto it and just how God wants that little store to be. That's what's going to happen. And I trust God's judgment, because so far along this way, He has sent some angels my way to help me along this process. I will be forever grateful to anybody who had anything to do with the construction inside my store, the building of anything in my store, electricity, plumbing, whatever, all the way down to the inspectors. Because God, who's everywhere, who's inside of all these people, now the world is a big chessboard, and He's moving the pieces. He moved all these pieces around me. He moved all these people around me for the ultimate event. And I'm no longer worried about how it's going to happen, what's going to happen. Because, baby, honey, let me tell you something. Future entrepreneurs, if you want to open up a building, make sure you get plenty of sleep before you just jump in there, because you ain't going to sleep till that mug is open. You hear me? Oh, but boy, I can't wait to just, oh, hell, I ain't gonna get to sleep that hard, because I got to actually get up and be in working class every day and like have to be somewhere every day, because I've been chilling during this pandemic or whatever. Y'all, I don't know. COVID is gone. And whatever nasal issues, whatever sickness, cold, whatever is what's supposed to happen seasonally, and they gonna still call it COVID because of the money. I really want to stop wearing my mask, but now I'm scared they spraying us with something, so I don't know. But when I walk in the store without my mask on, they be looking at me like I ain't got my shirt on. So I'm going to keep my mask on. So, because now, you know, socially, this is what they doing on purpose. Now they make you feel like an outcast. If you around a room of people and you happen to not have your mask on, they subconsciously move away from you. Like you're going to get them something. I held my breath walking through Burlington the other day because I needed to cough, but I didn't have my mask up. And I just knew they was going to be moving, and that would have hurt my feelings. So, same thing with the vaccination. Y'all don't let these vaccination, this debate and stuff separate us. To all the people who's had the vaccination, you did what you had to do. Just like back in the day when we had to get the booster shots and get all them shots to go to school. Mama did what she had to do. She took us to the doctor, got us the shot like they said we supposed to do. We didn't know any differently. You know, we didn't have the internet to conflict with anything. We didn't have nobody looking at the ingredients inside them things. We trusted the doctors because the doctors went to college. They got their degrees, so they should know, right? But nobody's thinking about back then when they did them booster shots. If my mama, she can tell you, anybody my mama age, 60s, 70s, they got a circle on their arm. That circle is almost the size of a dime. Whatever how they did it, it left a big old shiny circle on their arm or whatever. And who's to say back then that the booster shots that was given back then over time led to issues that a lot of people suffered with on down the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm just philosophizing right now. These ain't facts or whatever. This is just something that just crossed my mind. You know, all these later health issues that women my mama age, or I don't know about the men because I haven't studied nobody. You know, I'm just going off my mama and her booster shot scar on her arm. But who's to say the cancers or whatever didn't come from those booster shots? Because the argument is, well, we did the booster shots back then and it didn't hurt nothing, but did it? Because we sure do be having a lot of mystery stuff that just pop up. We going to the doctor getting checkups, they x-raying, they taking our blood, and they come back and they tell us we got this, that, and the other. You know, when we thought we was perfectly fine before they told us we wasn't fine. And now that they told us we have something, they give us the pills. And now we sure enough got something, because now we can't stop taking the pills, because if we stop taking the pills, we're going to be sick. And so I guess that's why God got my head in these books and studying these herbs or whatever, because I'm not finna down nobody who has taken this vaccination. But what I am finna do, I'm finna create teas, capsules, whatever I need to create to counteract any of the effects that might happen in the future, you know, as a result of taking the shot and on down the line and start tripping or whatever. I'm already be on it. Because you know, like I said, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And if I was in a situation where I definitely had to take this shot for something, it have to be life-threatening, life-changing or whatever for me to take that shot. I would have to take the shot and then make sure I keep my immune system on point and counteract whatever, that really study what the hell is in there, and to counteract that if I could. But y'all, that's a really hard thing. You know, I just can't subject myself to getting injected with that, because baby, tell you something, I fought too long and hard with having lupus. And lupus was very invasive in my body, you know. And I just don't want to ever go back to not being in control of my body again, if that makes sense. And that's why I say I don't knock nobody who do. Everybody around me done took the shot, probably. You know, I don't judge people either way. But like I said, in the meanwhile, I'm creating something just in case to counteract whatever might happen on down the line. Because I just don't feel good about the way they pushing this vaccination. They doing lotteries now and giving free beer and free stuff. Thank you, Tam. And that's I don't know how they pushed the vaccinations and shots back then when my mama was getting them. But I do know with this Tuskegee experiment, when they was doing the syphilis experiments and stuff, and with all the free stuff, you gotta be wary when they giving you something free, as greedy as they are. Do you know how much money they could have made by creating this hysteria of COVID and then dropping the vaccination and making people feel like they had to have the vaccination? And then they make, shoot, if $20, $25, $50 a pop, they giving them away for free, y'all. Why they not giving away health care for diabetes and cancer and AIDS and all that stuff like that for free? Think about it. Why they ain't having lotteries for that? Why they not helping people that need organs and stuff for free? You got to think about the motive behind this stuff, you know? And it's just for the people who on the fence about whether to get the vaccination or not. I don't know if you just joined in or whatever, but if it's really on your heart, you don't know what to do, if you don't know whether to be still or do the vaccination, I would suggest you be still until you get a clear answer. Maybe a little more understanding about what it is before you actually do it. And if you being pressured to do it by your job or being pressured to do it because you got to travel and all that stuff, and you have to get the vaccination. Like I said, I'm working on something now. I'm researching herbs now. And God be with us. But in the meanwhile, for the ones who still tapped in, I know a few people, they left live because, you know, I strayed off from the subject. This ain't that type of page. This ain't that type of moment. My porch talk is whatever drops into my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is in my spirit, that's what my porch talks are. And so, you know, it went off somewhere else. I don't know. I can't control that. But I just thank God for using me as a vessel, for coming in through these little spots right here. These things, oh, the sun be turning because it ain't no melanin right here. The sun really does a doozy on that little patch, but you know, sometimes God be downloading stuff into me and I just let it flow. I just let it flow, and then I go back and watch the video myself for the first time, because if I try to, you see, now I'm trying to put a thought together, and now this is me talking now, you know, this I'm out my little glow or whatever. And then that's when I get to scratching my head, looking around and forgetting I'm on the phone and you know, and trying to put my thoughts together. Can't do it. But when that portal is open, it just be flowing. I be surprising myself. I said, boy, I sound wise. Glory be to God. Glory be to God for using my little strange self to post what I post, do my videos, you know. Glory be to God. I'm glad he chose me. Because I really do feel chosen, baby. Because you don't know what I paid for this all, baby. But it was at a high price. But it's finna make sense in a few minutes, because it's finna get real weird out here, y'all. And we're going to have to draw a line in the sand and choose sides, like, for real. And, you know, we're going to have to get our head out the clouds about what. Tam, you crazy for knowing how to spell that. But we got to get our head out the clouds, man. And look in the clouds. But get our heads out the clouds mentally about what we were taught for all these years. And you're not going to be able to survive off of repeating Bible scriptures at the enemy. You're not going to have time to talk to the enemy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Bless you too, Drea. You're not finna have time to be doing no decreeing and declaring and all that, because just think about it. If you in a real fight, either you finna talk or you finna fight. You can't do both. You got to talk or you got to fight. And this is the season where it's time to fight in the spiritual realm. This is the time to get your prayer life up. This ain't the time to be, like I said, be quoting Shakespeare and all that stuff. This is the time to go deep within yourself. Go deep within your heart. Listen to your intuition. Listen to the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Because you gonna need it to guide you through these times. We finna go through some trying times. And you finna see some real evil stuff around here. They letting people walk around with guns now. They letting people drive around with open containers of alcohol now. They're trying to create the perfect storm. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Keep striving toward excellence. Because this is the year for black people to get back on top, y'all. This is the end of the 400 years if you follow the Bible. The children of Israel. Us. This is our time. Take advantage of becoming any type of business owner. Like, seriously, take classes. Do what you got to do to be on top. Do what you got to do to be independent of somebody else's job. Use that job as your springboard, but start saving your money to get in business for yourself. On the anniversary of Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. On the anniversary of that, this is the time to build that, y'all. I'm for real. It was already prophesied. That's why it seemed like we winning now. And that's why they trying so much harder to kill us, to kill at least one of us, to get us mad enough to scramble apart again, to fight. We start fighting ourselves when one of us gets done badly by the police or whatever. The media, they do that on purpose. I dare you. Stop watching the news every day. Stop letting them tell you how you gonna feel for the day. Stop letting them dump all that negativity into your spirit before you go out into the world. It's okay to know what's going on, but don't make that your everyday thing. Don't sit in front of that TV and let them dump that in your spirit, because it really can darken your spirit. And it can create unnecessary anxiety and stress in your heart. It can literally build a mini heart attack in you just thinking about what could happen. It'll have you stressing and worrying about something that has not even happened yet. Go outside if you can sometime. Take your shoes off. Stand in the grass. Let your feet feel the dew from the grass. Ground yourself. Let your feet connect back to where you came from. Don't ever get so busy in your life. I got to go to work. I got to stop. Take time. Commune with God. You ain't even got to be outside long. Get your feet in some grass. Trust me. It makes a difference. You have to connect yourself back to the source. They want us to be so digitized. They want us to be so robotic. They trying so hard to get us away from nature. But that's where our power is. That's where our power always have been. Our people. We were built to be out in nature. Other races weren't built to be out in nature. Other races were built to be inside caves and hidden where they could stay cool. No shade to anybody from back then. I'm not one of them type of chicks. I'm just letting you know we were created for this. The sun loves us. The S-O-N, the S-U-N. The sun loves us. And that's why we're so hated. That's why we're hated, because they know. They found out who we was before we did, and we still don't know who we are because they threw most of them artifacts away in Egypt. Oh, baby, they sealed all that stuff. Now they pulling the stuff up. Now they digging it up. But they already knew who we were. That's why they started the campaign to reverse psychology, to make us feel like we were beneath them. And our creation started from us. That's why I'm proud of my big nose. I used to hate my nose. I used to hate my big lips. I wanted little petite features. I look like them statues. They knocked the nose out, but boy, them had to be some big noses for them to bust the whole nose off of it just to hide who we were. That's why I beg of you, please don't let anybody else of any race make you feel inferior no more after this day. If somebody call you the N-word, please laugh at them and go on about your business. Because it's by design. That's supposed to be a hot trigger word. Thank them. Thank them for calling you the N-word because they mispronouncing the word niggas. Niggas mean royalty. Niggas is a king. It's an Ethiopian king if we want to get technical. Niggas. Do you see how easily niggas could turn into niggas? You see how over time niggas can be niggers? Oh, they been respecting you. Don't ever let that word piss you off. Again, Negus. Google it. I didn't make this up. Don't ever get upset about being called that again. They just mispronouncing it. All these years, they've been giving you your due. Every time they said it and didn't even know it. They was creating a spell. They was honoring you. And when you look at it like that, that word will never infuriate you again. So you got to take your power back. That's how I take my power back. It's always a bright side. That's why I look toward the sun. The bright side is where the sun is. Okay, y'all, I'm finna get off this live. I've been on here long enough. I think I said what I need to say and did what I need to do. And I feel good and right in my spirit. The birds been chirping and singing behind me the whole time. Thank you to everybody who rolled with me for the whole video. I know it be getting random. I love y'all. I saw y'all comments. I just didn't want to comment back because you know, I'm a hummingbird. I'm the little fish on Nemo. My attention span real short. I be done to stop to say, "Hey, Katanya," and then start talking about something else. So yeah, that's why I don't respond back. But I be seeing y'all comments, and I love y'all. Continue to pray for me, y'all. Pray for my mind. I ain't gonna complain, but woo, baby. I'm definitely earning. I'm earning this little stove, baby. I'm gonna be very proud. I'm gonna be very proud when I get through with this, you know, this whole little. Cause baby, I really need I need a plumber. I had a plumber that was coming up there, but Mr. Nathaniel, he real old, and I'm trying to give Mr. Nathaniel time to get up there, but I need a drain snaked out or something. It's in the front. I need that drain snaked out before I get my plumbing inspection. And I need my my dipper well faucet connected. It's like an ice maker setup. And I went on YouTube, but I can't figure out the instructions. That's not my strong suit, following directions and stuff. And I'm about to pull my hair out. So if it's a plumber on my timeline, if y'all know a plumber, you can send up there today. I'm talking about like this morning, like 11, 12, whatever. Please connect them with me, because I got to get this done. I really need to get, because this is holding me up. So if you know anybody, please let them know. With that being said, I'm finna get out of here, but before I leave, finna sing a little verse of my favorite little testimony song I used to sing in the shower when I was dealing with lupus. I can't sing like, you know, like that, but I'm finna hit y'all with this and I'm finna go. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. Safe in his arms. Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. Safe in his arms. When the storms of life keep raging, and the billows roll, I want you to know that I'm so glad. I'm glad he shall find me safe in